This week's build is a small circuit. It's got some LEDs across the top here, a couple of ICs, a couple of resistors, capacitors, and I think this is just simply like a chaser light, or the LEDs will just run backwards and forwards like that. We have to be careful though, because there's one resistor there which is marked up with a 1K. The other resistors, there's a one there and one there, are not marked up, so we need to just double check to see if they're all the same value or not. We've got a capacitor here which is marked up and this one isn't. And the other thing that we need to make sure is that the ICs are put in the right way around as well. So here's all the kit. There's the LEDs. This is a variable resistor, that must be to vary the speed. Our two capacitors are here, two ICs and resistors are here. So let's just put all that to one side for a moment and just have a look at the resistors. So in the quick tester, and that's 9 hours, so that's probably the 1K. So let's just move that to one side. And what are the other two? Right, so that's, no, it's 461, so that's not the same. So let's just see if this one comes out at the same value. .461, right, so those two there are different to that one there. So when we came to look at our circuit board, the 1K goes there, and the other two that aren't marked are the 461. So let's get building. So it's in the vise now, so let's just pop our resistors in. First of all, we're going to put in the 1K. Let's put that in there, like that. And then the two other resistors, one goes up there. And the other one goes just there. Okay, so what we'll do now is just flip the circuit board over, just pull the legs apart slightly just to hold them in place. And then we're ready to solder them up. Just got them done. Now keep the legs that we're chopping off, because there's a couple of jumpers that we need to put on the circuit board, which I'll show you later. Okay, so that's got those done. So the two jumpers I was talking about are here and here. So I think we'll do those next, because I think they might be a bit fiddly. So this is one of the legs that just chopped off one of the resistors. So just bend that slightly. Okay, a bit fiddly this, but you just got to get the wire in. There it goes. That's in place. Just got one of them done, and the other one goes just there. So again, we just get one of the legs that was chopped off the resistors. Let's see if we can get that in. There. Just got that in place all right. So we'll flip that over and then we can solder it up. Again, I'm just pushing the legs out just very slightly just to hold it in place. There, just got that done. Okay, so what's next? Well, I think we'll just tighten up the vise again. There we go. So I think the next thing we'll do then is the capacitor down here. So this is a 100 UF and it's mounted on here. So we can get that one in. We've also got a shaded side and a non-shaded side. This is the negative, which is marked here. Positive has got a longer leg, so positive goes there and negative goes there. Like that. Okay, so that's that one done. So what's next? Right, we've got another capacitor down here. So there's only one left. Again, negative is the shorter leg, positive is a longer leg, negative goes to the shaded side. So put that in. That's that one done. So I think the next thing we'll do is put in where the power joins here. So for these we've got just these little pin connectors. So we'll just pop that down there. It'll hold into place. There we go. Hold that into place. Dab of solder. There we go, let's just hold it in place. Then we'll solder it up properly. A bit of dirt on the end of the soldering iron. There we go, it's got that done. Okay, so far so good. So what's next? Let's have a look at this. This is the variable resistor, and that goes in here. There's two connections here and one at the end. So there's only one way it'll go. There we go. It's quite springy, so that'll just hold itself in place. Just need a little bit more solder on those legs. Here we go, it's got it. Great, so that's got that done. So what's next? Well, we've got the two ICs to do and the LEDs to go. So the next thing we need to do then is with the ICs, we've got our little device here just to make sure that the legs are nice and straight. So we'll put that in. So that should straighten the legs out a bit. Great. So let's bring our circuit board back. So we've got two ICs. The one here is a small one, which is a 555 timer, and this one, which is a CD4017, that's known as a deck timer or a deck counter, and that will just simply count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then reset itself back to 1. That's how it will do the counting for the LEDs. So the IC we've got here, this is the 555 timer. There's an indent on the circuit board there, but there's no indent on the IC itself, but there's a little dot in the top left hand corner, so we know that is pin number 1, and pin number 1 goes to the left hand side of the little indent. So I need to move the circuit board slightly. There we go, and we can pop the IC on. There we go, and just pushing it down, so making sure that it's all in correctly, which it is, and we can solder that up. Okay, so that's got that done. Next thing we'll do is the other IC. So we'll flip it over again, and we'll just push it up. There we go. So now we can do this one. So again, this has got an indent on the pattern, and the IC this time does have an indent on it, which is just there. So we know that that is the right way around. There we go, put that in place. I'm just going to have to hold it slightly while I pop a bit of solder on it. So what I'm just going to do is just pop a bit on the top corner, just there, and a little bit on the bottom corner. Help get some solder on, won't it? There we go. Right, that'll just hold it in place while we solder it up. Now you'll notice I'm doing every other pin. This is purely just to keep the heat down a bit. And just spreading the heat load over the IC. There, that's got all those done. So that's the two ICs done. So I'll just flip the board round now, and we can do all the LEDs. Okay, so I've flipped the circuit board over, We're now ready to put the LEDs on, and again we've got a long cable, a long leg and a short leg. The long leg is a positive and our board is quite clearly marked plus and minus, so we know that the long leg in our case goes to the bottom every time. Right, it's about half of them in, so I'm just going to flip them over so we can just pull the legs apart so it holds them in place. Okay, so that's got those done. Right, so I think that's got all the components done. So final check is to make sure that everything is nice and square, everything is level to the board, and just a double check to make sure we've got no solder bridges and that all the soldering is correct. Now I just spotted that one that wasn't quite right, so let's just redab that one. There we go. And yep, all the rest look okay, so let's see what happens. Let's get some power over here. So it's got our 4 volt, 4.5 volt. So a quick look. So that's the positive. So positive goes on there. Negative goes on there. Okay, so it is actually moving. Very slow, so that's probably this, and let's see if we can alter this. So I have no idea what this one's doing here, why that one's going off at the end like that, but I did wonder what number 11 was actually doing, because I thought it'd be a 10 counter, but anyway, there you go. It seems to be working all right. So if we turn it up too far, it's very sensitive, this.